King and Tyreek King. The two of you have been together for 2 years. You've been married for 19 months. You are currently expecting, you're like 7 months?
Yes.
Yeah, getting ready to have one, but you're having trouble, so you've come to me for some advice. Mrs. King, I'm going to start with you. Why don't you tell me a little bit about your relationship and why we're here today?
Well, I met Tariq on Halloween. When I first met him, his voice was very loud, so I was scared. And at the same time, I still was kind of attracted to him because it was different. I decided to hang out with him, but I wanted the supervision of my friends. And then very soon after I felt comfortable, we instantly kicked them to the side, and it was just him and I every day.
That same night?
Yeah. That day forward, it was him and I every day after that. And we were always by ourselves. And then about 2 weeks later, I hadn't had any relationships whereas a guy had done me wrong. So I was like, okay, everything's going well. We might as well just get married.
2 weeks?
We got married 2 months later, but
You can't marry a person 2 months. I mean, you could. I wouldn't advise it. 2 months, bro, you probably don't even know that man's middle name. She was going through something and probably felt, I don't know, but 2 months is wild.
I asked him 2 weeks later.
You asked him?
Yeah.
14 days in?
Yeah.
Did that not frighten you?
I don't know.
Apparently not, because you did it, but 2 weeks, were you worried at all that she was jumping the gun or pressuring you?
And what I've been through, it's like, I don't have no time to waste, so within 2 weeks, it was like, okay, why not give it a shot?
All right, I got you, Mr. King. Go ahead, Mrs. King. Tell me what's going on.
Yeah, so I was ecstatic. He agreed to marry me. 2 months later, he was like, we're going today. I'm like, okay. So we went and got married. About a month later, I was going to work with him all the time. He was delivering flowers on the Gold Coast and pizza in Chicago.
So you would just ride along?
Yeah.
Okay.
So then one day, he always complained that I'm taking too long, so he leaves me. I'm like, okay, I'll get dressed earlier tomorrow. So tomorrow came, I got dressed earlier. He leaves me again. And this time I want to know why, so I called the job. I got suspicious. One of the females at the job described another female to me, and it was Tariq's ex. So I was ecstatic. My feelings was hurt. You know, I'm like, we're married. Why'd you take her to work? And he kept saying he couldn't talk, that he was charging up his phone. He needed the map. So I'm like, okay. And I burned up a sweater, and I put it inside of a tote with all his other clothes, so it looked like they all were ablaze when I sent the picture, but it really was just a sweater. And then,
Women creative, bro. Women are creative, bro. She wanted to give the illusion that his clothes were on fire. You got it.
Yeah, sorry, but...
Sorry. You didn't burn my shirt. I'm okay, but all right.
He kept talking about it. He wouldn't stop. And then I'm like, wow, you know, he was really upset about this. I'm like, do you understand how I felt as well, though? And he goes, I had no reason to feel that way. He still denies it being other females.
Yeah. Well, let's ask Mr. King what he was doing that day. Do you recall the incident? I'm sure you do, because you burned up your shirt.
Can you repeat that, miss?
Do you recall the incident?
No.
You don't recall her burning up your shirt?
Yeah, I've been burning my shirt, yes.
Do you remember why she burned up your shirt?
It was for assumptions and bull stuff that's going on floating in her mind. She thought that I went up to my job with my ex and my kids, but my kids were with me. I even took photos with my kids with nobody else in the picture but them. So I went up to the job and everything was cool. And the next thing you know, I get home, I get an argument. And then before I get the argument, before I even get there, I get the pictures. I get the pictures sent to me. I'm looking at my phone like, why are my clothes burnt up and like bleach and powder and everything on them? And then I don't understand. So I get to the crib, to the house and everything. So she tell me, you cheating. I'm like, how am I cheating? I was just with my kids. That's crazy. And then I try to go back to work. I went back to work and they fired me. She had called them and told them something.
Do you always take family to work with you? I think that's odd.
It was an extra side job, and my kids, they was like delivering pizzas.
So hanging out with you.
Yeah,
that's not a bad
kids,
thing.
like, see how it go.
Quality time on the road, making some money. I got you. Can you tell me any other instances? Because I'm not convinced yet. Any other instances where you believe Mr. King was cheating on you?
There was an instance where He was asleep in the car, and some girl was calling his phone, so I answered it, and she agreed to meet me at the gas station. So we go to the gas station. He wake up, like, why are you right here? And she asks him what's up, and then he tell her he's at work. And I'm like, you're not at work, you're in the car with me, sleep. So then she said she just really was new to the area. She wanted somebody to hang out with and that somebody to sponsor her evening pretty much. And I told her that I'm his wife, that wouldn't be happening when she loses number. And he said he was cool with that, with her losing his number, so she agreed. So 3 days later, he goes back to her house. I followed the GPS, and I never been over there. I put a GPS on his phone, I went over there. He's sitting in the car with her.
Hold up. You put a GPS on his phone. Bro. That's illegal. That's illegal. I don't even think that's legal. But if you gotta go through all of that, then what's the point? If you know that he cheating or you done already seen, like, what's the point? You going through putting GPSs on the phone, bro? Like, come on, man. Come on, man. And there's no knock against her. We don't know what she went through. We don't know her past relationships and traumas and all of that other good stuff. So she could have a perfectly logical reason. But nah, bro. Not no goddamn tracker. You gonna put a track on that man's phone? He wrong for going over there. He shouldn't have been over there. If they was together, they married and living a happy life, he should not. I do not disagree with that. I do not. But a tracker, bro.
So he see me, he gets upset. He tells her to get out the car or whatever. He come follow me, we go home. The next day, I put the GPS still on there. I follow the GPS, and they're not in the car today. This day, they're in her house. So I took a brick, and I threw it, broke out the window.
Mr. King, did all that happen?
Well,
Were you in the car with some woman welcoming her to the neighborhood?
Bring her to the neighborhood?
Yeah, she said she was new to the neighborhood and wanted to have somebody hang out with. So what's your version of that event?
I think whatever story she giving is just because if you start the story off with that's what's going to end up in the end. Because everything she ever done to me, if I was like, get into an argument, like one time we get into an argument. I'm in the house, I'm like, okay, I ain't finna indulge in this, so I'm gonna just walk away. I walk away, I get a million text messages on my phone showing me her conversation with a whole nother guy. So I'm like, okay, that's crazy. And then another time I get naked pictures of a guy I assumed her even cheating on me with. And then one time she ride past in a car with another guy with her middle finger talking about some yeah, tell everybody to come to the window. We come to the window when Tyler ran past another guy holding up my middle finger. I'm like, that's crazy. So
let me ask you this. Did she ever break out a window with a brick in a place where you were?
Yeah, I was riding in the car.
Tell me about that.
We was riding in the car. Quintana being Quintana. There was like 5 minutes before she snapped out. And then we riding down, coming from the mall. We was coming from the mall and just riding down Torrance in Chicago. So when we drive, we get to arguing again. Because every time we talk to each other, we just
It's an argument.
It's an argument. Now, this argument led Quintana thinking that her feet is made of rubber like the wheels of the tires. So she opened up the car door. I'm like, what you open up the door for? So I stopped the car. She jumped out, throw something through the window, talking about tell that bitch to clean the back window now. I'm like, what?
Did you do that? Well, that's a yes. That's a yes. That's a yes. My understanding, though, Mr. King, is you believe she's cheated on you as well, and I'm going to talk to you about that next. So, Mr. King, you say Mrs. King has cheated on you. Why don't you tell me, give me some examples of what she's done?
Like once we get into an argument, she always want to like affect me in a different way. Like she figures she can't put her hands on me. So what she'd do is try to hurt me emotionally.
Okay.
If I was like, send me what she been doing behind my back. If I was like text messages from random guys that she either talked to, mostly her exes, send me all the conversations, and then turn around a week later and say she was lying. I'm like, how is that a lie? When you sending it to me, she said her and her cousin send some text messages back and forth to each other. I'm like, nah, don't nobody go through all that.
Right.
You telling me a lie again. Right. So she kind of keeping me off balance.
Right.
No, she keeping you in the loop, and you believing that you going back to her? It ain't no way you gonna tell me that my girl sent me a paragraph of her talking to her ex when we're married, when we supposed to be married. You got a whole paragraph talking about your ex. He just gave you a back massage. Y'all going to the Whole Foods tomorrow. He gave you some fresh apple cider. He bought you lunch at work. He door dashed you something. All of that, bro. She showed you all of that. And you still there. You still there. Y'all gotta let me know what is it. What can a person possibly do, have, say that'll make you want to stick around with that, bro?
Do you send him stuff to intentionally upset him?
Yes. And it'd be
Give me a list of the kind of things you send him. I know you send him burnt clothes.
Yeah.
I know you say, what else?
So I'm upset, and I go on the internet, find a picture of a guy, probably be posing or something, and I'll send him a picture of it and tell him I know this person. I don't know him.
But that's...
What is the most concrete evidence you've had that he's cheated on you?
He had posted a picture himself on Valentine's Day of him and his ex. She's way older. He dated an older lady before, and they were out to eat. And we were just married, and I'm like, why are you out with her on Valentine's Day?
Are you going out with other women on Valentine's Day when you're married?
It seems like every time a holiday come up, the devil come out of her, and she pushed me away. I'm like, nah, I ain't gonna celebrate the holiday like that. I'm gonna go chill with my family. So that's what I gonna do.
So you were chilling with your family. You weren't cheating with another woman.
I wasn't cheating. If she even think that because she did something wrong. She know that she sent me text messages telling me, showing me what she been doing. And then one time she gave me a story like, remember time we was in Walmart, you turned this way, went that way. It sounds so correct.
Right.
The way she delivering it to me. And then all of a sudden she says a lie. I'm like, nah, I remember going to aisle 2.
Yeah. Yeah.
It makes sense.
Yeah. Shut up. Y'all laugh. It was funny. Yeah, shit. I'm acting like it was funny. He went there. I remember aisle 2 too. Aisle 22.
You ever caught her cheating on you? Or is she just yanking your chain all of the time?
I even proved to her that I don't cheat because I told her like this. Like I left her. I simply left her. I'm like, everything I told her, like everything you was assuming. Just remember in your mind why I'm leaving you. That's not true. I don't sleep with other women because I done did all that. I'm 35 years old. I'm really tapped out. I just want somebody to love me and cook for
Feel me?
That's it. I'm cool.
Feel me?
But she don't understand that. But when I left her, she said that I came back. So when I came back, I thought she would get it, but she don't get it.
She doesn't get it.
She don't get it. I would just totally leave.
So you really never caught him, did you?
Yeah, because, like, if I felt like his attention was somewhere else, and then I call him on it, and then 2 weeks later, you gone.
His attention was somewhere else.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Like, he doesn't he stopped valuing my opinion, stuff that I was saying.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I want to talk about something really important now. My understanding is you are in the habit of calling the police on him. I want to know why you're doing it, when you're doing it, and what happens when you do. Mrs. King, do you call the police on your husband?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
About how many times have you called?
Maybe 4.
4 times. Now, let me ask you this, because this is very important. Is he putting his hands on you? Is he threatening you? Are you afraid of him?
No, ma'am. Sometimes I get afraid because how loud he is. I'm not sure if today's the day he's gonna finally click. So I would call the cops. But when they come, it's like people that...
Tell me a couple of stories about when you called the police on what happened and what caused you to call.
Okay, I called the police because it would probably be like, I don't know, I'm resting. And Tariq would not be quiet. He didn't value my opinion. So now he want me to hear his side of the story, and I'm tuning him out. So now he's following me around just super loud. And I'm like, you know what? I can't calm you down. I can't make you listen to me, but the cops will.
So if somebody's down the street getting robbed, they're over at your house talking to you about why he won't listen to your opinion.
If that ain't the most selfish thing I'd have never heard, bro. That's just, and she right. She's absolutely right, bro. They will show up to your house first, come take care of you while somebody else down the street getting took off for their money. All because he wasn't man.
That's because it's ridiculous. It's a ridiculous opinion. Let me tell you something. You get the wrong cop on the wrong day, he's all loud, and then he gets shot, and you were like, oh, I didn't mean that to happen.
That's why I don't
What is wrong with you?
Yeah.
Holy cow. what they're for.
Every time I argue with her, every time I get loud, she learned how to set me up where the police could come. She could say, I'm not the bad guy. She on the phone, so I'm in there talking loud or whatever. Next thing you know, I could be laid in the bed, the police knocking on the door, throwing tasers, they're looking with tasers. So I'm looking confused, like, why the police at the door? I never know why. And then I figured out, it's somebody that be calling on the phone, because I don't never see her doing it. I know she ain't that slick.
So what, do you get into an argument with him and then call somebody so they can hear that he's loud, hoping that they'll call the police on your behalf?
That happened like 2 times with my cousin. They called the police if they
And you did that on purpose, right?
I told them to be quiet.
Man, lock her ass up, bro. Throw her in jail. Throw her in jail. Man, for however many days he could have sat in that cell, bro, put her ass in there too. That's selfish, bro. It's no way. There is absolutely no way. That's manipulate. You manipulating him, everybody's selfish, bro. Selfish.
Like, I'm like, quit yelling. I'm like, quit yelling.
See, it's like she's using it as a mechanism for control. See, like when a person feel like they can't put their hands on you and stuff like that, they use other ways, tactics to control you. But she don't understand that I just did 2.5 years in jail. And I'm not trying to go back there.
Right.
You put me in a situation like that, it's not jail, it's death now, because they didn't kill me.
Right. Are you still on probation or parole?
No, I completed that.
Oh, well, that's good. That's good, because
I had to go to anger management.
Yeah, because they can put him back for just about anything if he's on paper. You know what I mean? So at least that's not the problem.
Anger management, I completed it.
Yeah, well, good for you. Good for you. I want to talk about communication. I want to talk about control. I want to talk about manipulation. I want to talk about maturity. I can't even list everything I want to talk about, but I'm going to talk about a whole lot of things. I need a week to get through to you, but I got 2 minutes, so I'm going to do the best that I can.
Thank
you. Mrs. King, you need to grow up. And I mean right now, right now. You don't talk to anybody. What you do is you get 10 cents worth of information, and then you make $1 worth of assumptions about that 10 cents of information, and then you go off with that $1 worth of assumption like you're a mad woman. Oh, 2 weeks he's been nice, let me marry him. Oh, you know what I mean? His full attention isn't in my direction. Let me call another dude, act like that other dude is with me so I can hurt him, because for 5 minutes I was distressed because I wasn't his #1 priority. Good God, woman, you will never be happy. You will never be safe. And good Lord, I'm worried about that baby. This brother over here is, I'm talking loud because he's having hard to hear. I don't want people to think I lost my mind. This brother over here is tired. He has decided to sit down and be with a woman, and he decided that that woman is you. You need to pay him back with respect and some common sense. Burning up his clothes, riding by with your middle finger, throwing bricks. That is no way to build a home. No way whatever to build a home. Do you understand what I'm telling you?
Yes.
Now, that doesn't mean that you're without fault. I think you're a big dude, and if you get loud, I think you might spook me too. And what I want to say to you is this. Men don't often realize this, but sometimes your size and your presence and your volume can be disconcerting to us. And it's not because you're mean or mad. It's because your volume is so expansive and extensive that it is frightening to us. And we're not saying you mean us wrong, but the idea, you got to take your size and your volume into account. You can't just say I'm loud. You have to say I'm loud, and I get this. And I'm trying to talk to this woman who's, half in the bag ain't got it together anyway. So what you do is you sit down and say, baby, this is what I'm upset about. Realize how big you are. Realize how loud your voice is. And bring it down to a level that won't start no stuff with her. It doesn't mean you don't have the right to be angry. It's just that you have the wisdom not to display it. Because displaying it don't get you nowhere other than the business end of a taser. See what I'm saying?
Yes.
Did you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you hear me?
Yes.
I hope so. This matter is adjourned.
All right, after hearing what Judge Lynn had to say, I mean, you got a baby on the way. Are you ready to grow up?
Yes. I mean, I'm ready to grow up. I feel like I always show initiative, and my actions always just a reaction to what he does.
So what are you gonna do to stay together and make this work?
I'm gonna take care of my responsibilities, but first I'm gonna get a blood test, see the kid mine.
Ooh, Quintana and Tariq stayed together and started. Hey! Stayed together and started marriage counseling. Quintana says she stopped calling the cops. Tariq says he's working on communicating more effectively. They both say they're putting the family first. Out of everything that we done heard that she burned clothes. I think he said she got him fired. She put a GPS track on this phone. She riding around with the middle finger hanging out the window. She done threw him a surprise birthday party at the goddamn... Bro, she done did everything in the book. The part that get me is like, bro, she proposed to him. She asked him to marry her after 14 days. I don't agree. I get it. I know sometimes that feeling might come over and you feel like, oh, I like this person more than I should like this person, but I don't know if this person like me the way that I like them. Get it, bro. We get it, bro. But after 14 days, like I said, she couldn't even tell me his middle name. After 14 days, you couldn't even tell me his middle name. Now, granted, it can be 14 years. You can be with a person for 14 years and then not really go the way that it's supposed to go, or it ain't no happily ever after, or whatever you want to call it. So it's I with the time thing, that's, you can kind of argue and question or debate that a little bit, but 14 days, bro. Ain't it? It's a show out, what, like Married After 2 Weeks or 2 week engagement or something like that, bro. She's sitting up here. She was sending sending fake text messages to get him locked up. Now, I get it. I get what the judge was saying. And she made a valid point. As men, we do got to realize visually, how we appear visually. You big, shit, black, you mad, you yelling, the little vein at the top of your head started popping out. Like, yeah, it might look a little bit scary for a minute, so you gotta tone it down. My advice, my suggestion is like, bro, you'll never win. You'll never win. I've never seen a man win an argument with a woman, or even if you did win, did you really win? Because, you ain't win, bro. I don't care what you say. You did not win. But no, man, I think I said this on another video. Holidays, I'm starting to think holidays just not for couples. Holidays don't bother me. Don't come around me. I'll holler at you on the 15th, the 26th. Shout out to the 26th. Everybody like the 26th. I see you on them other. There's always a problem that come in on the holidays, bro. I just think it's one of them unspoken things. Like, it's just unspoken. Don't nobody really talk about it, but I'm going to keep it a beam, man. I ain't going to lie to you. Just like he ain't lie to her. I believed him. I believe, bro, when what'd he say? He say, man, Your Honor, I'm 35 years old. Now, I don't know about the tapped out part. I think he said he was tapped out or whatever the case may be, but after a certain age, bro, you hit a certain point in time where it's like you could continue to, go out there and be in the field and do all of that. It ain't no thing. It ain't no problem. But others, you find yourself in a mode where it's like, I just want to come home, grab something to eat, drop these videos. We can talk about how your day went, how my day went. Maybe go out, bowling later that night, play a couple games of Uno, give her a massage. Got to give her a massage. Go ahead and give her a massage and, let it be what it be. But yeah, bro, like, man, it's to that point in time where life start to slow down. Life start to slow down, and not everybody is always going to be stuck in that fast lane. And there ain't nothing wrong if you're on the fast lane. Make sure you put your seatbelt on if you're on the fast lane. I will say that. I will say make sure you keep your seatbelt on if you're on the fast lane. But at the end of the day, bro, for me, I know for me, man, after that age, after that certain point in time, you just start to prioritize things different. You start to prioritize things different. And it seemed like he wanted her to do right, and he wanted her to be cool. I don't even remember what they said that he did wrong besides raising his voice, to be honest with you. I don't remember them saying nothing about, bro. And it's like he wanted her to, get right and be right and everything. But at the end of the day, it just seemed like she had her issues, bro. She had her issues. It could have been issues that was before him. It could have been issues that happened during him. Like, it ain't no telling. It ain't no telling. But yeah, that whole situation, bro. I don't really like the whole how can you put it? How can you put it? How can you put it? Like the rage. I feel like that's rage. When you take somebody's clothes and you burning somebody's clothes, that's rage. When you doing all of that, like, bro, it's just unnecessary. It's just unnecessary. I don't even remember what happened to him at the end, but whatever happened, hopefully they worked it out. I think they married. Hopefully, she can get whatever she need to get herself together. And Brody keep doing this thing. Brody keep doing this thing. This wasn't a bad one. But y'all let me know what y'all think about it, man. GTG, the family, as always, is love. And we out.